Jenny at the Wooddale Public Library. We're going to do some traditional storytelling today, and we're going to start off with how I like to get set up for a story time. So, when I think it's about time for stories, I like to sit right about there. And I have all the kids sit around me in a little circle, so I can show everybody the pictures. But sometimes a lot of people come, like for class visits, and we need an even bigger circle. And that's great. And then when you have that bigger circle, every now and then you end up with somebody over here and somebody over there. That's all good. It all works out. And if it is a class visit, well, sometimes the teachers are with them. And they like to sit in the back and watch everybody and everything. A lot of times, parents come as well. And they like to sit over there and over there. Well, honestly, parents like to sit all over the place. And that's great. Now, we're almost ready for story time. And when we are, like I said, I'm going to sit down right there. And I'm going to ask everybody to sit up straight. Everybody can sit up straight in their seats and get all comfortable and settle down. And when everybody has settled down, oh, look who we have for story time, our teddy bear. And if we just put one of his paws holding the book there and one paw holding the book there, he can show us his favorite stories. And that is our story bear. And that's one way I like to tell stories every now and again. I like to do something, we call it draw and tell. Another way that's very popular is to tell a story using puppets. So that's the next one we're going to do. And the story we're going to talk about is set on a farm. And on this farm, there is a pasture. And on that pasture, there is a cow. And she has been, doing what cows like to do when they're out in the pasture, munching on some grass. And it's been very tasty, and she's liked it quite a lot. And she's having a good time just eating the grass when she comes to a ditch. And across from that ditch, there's some more green grass. And it looks a little taller than grass on her side. And it looks a little tastier. Moo. So she wants some. She gets as close as she can to that ditch, and she starts to reach over to see if she can get her some of that nice green grass. And she reaches, and then, she falls in the ditch. What's she going to do? She needs some help, right? So she needs help, so she's going to ask for it. So she yells, "Help me, help me," she did shout. "Somebody come and help me out." Well, one of her good friends was also out in the pasture that day, a little sheep. "Bah," the sheep said. "What happened to you, cow?" Oh, the cow said, "That grass on the other side of the ditch looked so tasty. I wanted a taste of it, and I stretched and stretched, but then I fell in the ditch. Sheep, can you help me out?" "Well, I can try," sheep says. And she reached into the ditch, and she reached and reached and reached, and then she slid into the ditch too, right next to cow. Oh my goodness, they're going to need some help. Do you think you can help them shout? All right, help me out with it. Help us, they did shout. "Somebody come and help us out." Well, nobody came at first, so they had to call again. Can you help them out again? Help us, they did shout. "Somebody come and help us out." And from way far away, all the way by the barn, the little pig, oink, 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 heard them calling. Oink, oink, oink. So he came running. And when he got to the ditch, he looked down and he said, "What are you two doing down there? That doesn't look comfortable at all." "Oh," they said, "we aren't comfortable. Of course we're not. Cow saw some grass on the other side of the ditch, and she thought it looked tastier than the grass on this side of the ditch. So she reached to get it, and she slid into the ditch." "I tried to help her out," said the sheep, "but then I slid into the ditch too. Do you think you can help us out?" Oh, surely I can help you, said Pig. And he reached into the ditch, and he reached into the ditch, and then whoop, whoop, he slid into the ditch too. Oh my goodness. 3 animals in the ditch. What are we going to do? Well, they kept trying, so they called. Do you think you can help them? Help us, they did shout. Somebody come and help us out. And some little duck was walking by right then, and Duck went, quack, 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 quack. Hi, everybody. Are you having a party down in the ditch? Oh, you're not having a party, they told the little duck. We fell into the ditch when Cow was trying to get some grass from the other side, and we tried to help her, and we fell in too. Well, I can help. I'll try to get you out. Well, okay, they said. And Little Duck reached into the ditch, and she reached into the ditch, and then whoop, she fell into the ditch too. Oh dear. Now what? Uh-oh. They decided they had to shout for more help, right? So they help out. They all hollered, help us, they did shout. Somebody come and help us out. And along came, meow, meow, a little kitten. Meow, meow, what are you doing in the ditch? That looks messy. Oh, it is messy, they told the kitten. It's terrible in here. We all are stuck. Cow thought that she could reach the grass on the other side of the ditch, and when she tried, she slid right into the ditch. And Sheep tried to help her, and Pig tried to help them both, and Duck tried to help everybody, and now we're all stuck. Oh, well, you are way too big for me to help you, said the little kitten. But I have an idea. And the kitten ran off. And it took him a little while. But after a while, the kitten ran back and he said, I had an idea. I went to the farmer and I brought him to help you. And the farmer said, all right, kitten, you stay up there and stay safe and don't fall into the ditch. Oh, he said, you four, my goodness, have gotten stuck in the ditch. And the farmer reached into the ditch and pulled out the little duck and said, Duck, why don't you go to the pond and have a good time and go swimming? And Duck did just that. And the farmer reached down into the ditch and got out Pig and said, Pig, what on earth are you doing in this ditch? I just put your lunch out in the barn. You'd better go and get it. Oink, 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 said the little pig. He was very happy about that. And the farmer reached into the ditch and pulled out Sheep and said, oh my goodness, Sheep, why are you in the middle of the ditch? For goodness sakes, there's some wonderful grass right over there with some clover that I know you would like. Go and have some. So sure enough, the Sheep went across the field to the clover and had a lovely lunch. And finally, the farmer reached into the ditch and pulled out the cow. What is going on? Why were you all stuck in the ditch? The farmer asked. And the cow told the farmer, because I wanted that grass on the other side of the ditch because it looked better than the grass on this side. Oh, you silly cow, the farmer told her. The grass on that side is the same as the grass on this side. And on top of that, cow, if you really want the grass on the other side, all you have to do is go across the bridge. It's right over there, remember? Oh, I forgot. Thank you, farmer. And that's exactly what she did. She went across the bridge to where the grass was greener. And that's our story about the cow who got everybody in trouble. All right, so we're going to try a different kind of story. It's called a string story. You might ask your parents or your grandparents if they know any cat's cradle games. It's similar to those, but this time it comes with a story. It starts out with this black string with a little old lady who was sitting on her front porch weaving. And she was weaving her thread in and out. Oh, when she heard a buzzing noise. Bzzz. Can you make that noise for me at home too? Bzzz, bzzz. She looked around, bzzz, trying to find what was making that noise. Bzzz, but she couldn't figure it out. And after a while, it stopped. So she went back to her weaving, in and out. up and around. And she heard the noise again, and it was a little louder. Can you make it louder? Bzzz, bzzz. It was all over the place, but she couldn't see what was making it. And after a while, it quieted down and went away. So she went back to her weaving, in and out, and in and out. And the noise came back even louder. It was making her crazy, and she couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So she went back to her weaving, in and out, up and around, and then it came back louder than ever. Can you make a really loud buzz? Buzz! And that's when she saw it. It was a giant mosquito. Oh my goodness. It started buzzing around her head, past her ears, under her chin, right in front of her eyes. It was terrible. It was driving her crazy. So she waited until it got right in front of her, and she clapped her hands, and the mosquito was gone. And that's the story of the mosquito. And it's from an Anne Pawlowski book, which is a lot of fun if you ever get a chance to take a look at it. All right, we are going to do one more story that is another draw and tell story. We'll be right back with it. All right, so I'm going to do another draw and tell story for you. Now, this story is based on a book by Frank Ash, and it's called Monkey Face, but it's a very old book, and I love it. It's a really good story, and I like to draw because this is just about my level of drawing, so it's good for me. But the book has been out of print for a long time, so I'm just going to tell you the story and draw it for you. Now, the story starts with a little monkey waking up in the morning with the most delicious smell in his whole house. His mother has made toast and has spread some delicious honey on the toast, and it is his very favorite breakfast. He comes running down into the kitchen and he says, "Mommy, did you make bread and honey for me?" And she said, "I did. I made toast and honey for you, and it is all ready for you to eat your breakfast, and then you can get ready for school." And he ate it, and it was delicious. It was the best favorite meal that he ever had. And he was so happy. He ran off to school, and he was in such a good mood. And when he got to school, everything was wonderful all day. And then finally, at the end of the day, his teacher said they could have some art time, and they could make anything they wanted. And little monkey was so happy still because of that wonderful breakfast that his mother had made him, that he decided he was going to make a drawing just for her. He thought and thought about what he might draw for her, and he decided to draw a picture of his mother and give it to her. So he drew her face, and he gave her ears here and here, and they looked just like her ears. He was so excited, and he drew her loving eyes right there, just the way they had looked this morning when she gave him that delicious toast and honey. And he drew her cute little perky nose right there, and her big smile right there. And he added her beautiful neck, and she had some very pretty hair that he wanted to make sure was on her picture, and he drew that in just like that. And he thought, "Oh, my mother is going to love this picture of her." Yeah. So he got ready to go when the day was done, and he got all of his stuff, and he ran out the door. And the very first person he saw when he ran out of the schoolhouse was his friend Bunny. He ran straight to Bunny, and he showed Bunny his picture. "Bunny, look at the picture I drew of my mother. Do you like it?" And Bunny looked at it and said, "Ooh, that's a very good picture of your mother. It looks just like her. It's wonderful. Except, said Monkey, "what's wrong with it?" "Well," said Bunny, "I looked directly at my mother this morning before I came to school, and the biggest thing I noticed about her was her big ears. You can't have a picture of your mother with tiny little ears like that." "Oh," said Monkey, "okay, I can fix it. I have my colors with me." So he got rid of those little ears that Bunny thought weren't right. And he drew, what did you say they look like? Oh, they're very big and pointy, his friend said. Okay, so he drew some nice, big, pointy ears on the picture of his mother. Oh, that does look nice, he said. Thanks for your help, Bunny. And he kept on walking, and he hadn't gone very far at all when he saw up on a tree branch his friend Owl. So he ran over to Owl and he said, Owl, Owl, look at this picture that I drew of my mother. She made me toast and honey this morning, and I wanted to make her something nice and special. What do you think about it? Well, Owl took a look at that picture and he said, oh my goodness, that's a very good picture of your mother. I love the way you have it all arranged. Her hair is perfect and everything. Oh, except, said Little Monkey. Well, I looked at my mother this morning and I noticed her beautiful, big eyes. Those eyes are much too small for a mother's eyes. I really think you should work on that. Oh, said Monkey. All right, well, I still have my markers here, so I will make my mother's eyes much bigger. What do you think? Oh, perfect. That is absolutely perfect, said Owl. She is going to love that picture. Oh, thank you, said Monkey. I really want to make her happy with this picture I drew of my mom. Oh, my goodness. All right, I'll see you tomorrow at school. And he kept on going, and after a while, he heard a roar. And then he turned a corner, and there was his friend Lion. Lion, he said, look at the picture I drew of my mother. And he showed Lion the picture. And he said, what do you think? I had to draw her a really nice picture because she made toast and honey for me this morning. And it made me so happy. I wanted to make her happy, so I drew this picture. What do you think, Lion? And Lion looked at the picture and he said, well, it's very good. You're a very good artist, I think. And I'm sure your mother will love it. Except, said Monkey, what's wrong? Well, mothers have much longer golden hair than that. I happen to know because I looked at my mother this morning. Oh, I can fix it, said Monkey. So he got out his yellow marker and he gave his mother much longer and yellow hair. How is that? He said. Is that better? Oh, that's perfect now, said his friend Lion. It really is. You did such a good job. All right, I'm going to go home and show it to my mother. I'm sure she's going to love it. And he ran and ran. And just as he was, getting close to his house, about to turn the corner onto his street, he came to his friend Elephant. Elephant, he said, look at the picture I drew of my mother. She made me a wonderful breakfast this morning. I've been happy all day because it was my favorite breakfast that I started with. What do you think of the picture that I drew of her? And Elephant said, oh my, that is a lovely picture that you have drawn of your mother. And her smile is perfect, I think. And it's very nice. Well, except, said Monkey. What could possibly be wrong with it? Bunny has helped me fix things, and Lion has helped me, and Owl has helped. What could be wrong? Well, said Elephant, I happen to know that mothers have much longer noses than that. My mother patted me on my head this morning before I left the house. Oh, with her nose? Yeah, with her nose. Elephant said, oh, okay. Well, I can make her a longer nose. Sure. So he took his marker and he made a nice long nose on his mother's drawing. He said, what about that? How's that? And Elephant said, now it is perfect. She's going to love that picture. I can't wait for you to tell me tomorrow how much she loved that picture. All right, Monkey said, I'm almost home. I'm going to go and give it to her right now. And he ran down his street. And just before he got to his driveway, he found his friend Alligator. And he ran up to Alligator and said, Alligator, look at the picture that I drew of my mother. I had to make her something nice because she made me toast and honey for breakfast this morning. Do you like it? And Alligator looked at it and said, well, you're a very good artist. It's very, very interesting. I like it a lot. Except what? Said Monkey. Well, I happened to have looked at my mother this morning, and I noticed her huge smile and all of her sharp, pointy teeth. And your mother's smile, if that's a drawing of your mother, there must be more teeth in it. Okay, said Monkey. Let me try. And he took his markers and he made his mother a really big smile. Like that, he said. Yes, Alligator said, just like that. But you also have to put in all the teeth because mothers have very sharp, pointy teeth. Okay, said Little Monkey. And he put in some sharp, pointy teeth. Is that what you mean? Is that better? Oh, that's very nice. Very nice, said Alligator, but I think you need a few more teeth. Oh boy. So Monkey put in a few more teeth into the picture of his mother. How about that? Oh, it's perfect now, said Alligator. Your mother is going to love that picture. Right after he showed Alligator's picture, he came across Giraffe, who was eating some leaves at the tree in his front yard. And he said to Giraffe, Giraffe, look at the picture I drew of my mother. I'm so happy with her because this morning she made toast and honey for me. I made this picture for her so that I can make her happy too. What do you think? And Giraffe looked and looked at the picture, and Giraffe said, that's a very good picture of your mother. Except what? Said Little Monkey. Well, of course, mothers have much longer necks with that, and they have, spots on them. And you forgot that. Oh, okay, said Monkey. I can fix it. I have my markers with me. So he got out his marker, and he made his mother's neck much longer, and he put some nice, big, orange spots on it. Like this, he said to Giraffe, and Giraffe said, oh, that is perfect. That is beautiful. Your mother is going to love that picture. And he was finally right at his door. He ran inside and he said, Mom, I'm home. I have a present for you. And his mother came into the room and she said, oh my goodness, you have a present for me? What is it? And Monkey said, I made this picture of you at school to thank you for making my favorite breakfast, toast and honey. And his mother looked at the picture. Wow, she said. You used a lot of your colors. Yeah, I did, he told her. Do you like it? I do. I love it, his mother said. You know what? I love it so much. Except, said Little Monkey. Except nothing, his mother said. I love it just the way it is. And she put it on her refrigerator door, and there it stayed for many weeks. And that is the story of Monkey Face by Frank Ash. Thank you for coming to our stories, and I hope to see you again in October. Bye.